Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique podcast. That's right. This is Geek Boutique. We are the Geeks Company. My name is JS. Tonight we got a special episode. That's right. It's our second ever Ask Us Anything. That's right. Tonight you get to ask your favorite geeks whatever the hell you want. Oh, and by the way, if you've got any questions about this dope ass t-shirt, make sure you ask those questions in the chat, because I'm sure somebody in this chat can tell you exactly what this is all about. Look at that. Look, right here.
Fuck you guys, I'm going home.
We've got some people in the chat. Oh, by the way, guys, you can ask us whatever you want, but please keep it appropriate, Christina and Michael. we do not want to get canceled.
Speaking of keeping it appropriate, by the way, as is already evidenced here, apparently our editor Megan is a little tipsy this evening.
Oh,
yes.
Well.
Got a message a little bit earlier. Basically, I don't know if she's just sitting by herself drinking alone or if she's got guests or friends over, but she said I'll be drunkenly texting the podcast tonight. So,
as you can hear, we've got the Captain Daddy with us in person.
Daddy, fuck the fuck
How you doing,
off,
buddy?
I was better until that bullshit.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at this.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Remind me to fucking punch Sean again when I see him, although I'll have to get a running jumping start. But your boy is nursing a bit of a headache. He's not feeling I feel like the floor of a taxi cab, basically. But we're here, man. And we're here. There's beer. We'll get through it. Wow, it's an onion. Christina, Andrew's already there. Drunken Megan, Michael, Nada. Michael taking umbrage at being called out for being a perv. Dude, you know what you are. Don't put on any airs here, man. Player 3 on the podcast, number 1 in your hearts. Rob the bad guy. What's going on, Rob?
Not a whole lot. Good news. I did not get into any altercations, we might call them.
How is that good news? I was looking forward to the story. What do you mean that's good news? It's terrible, man. I expected you to come in with a real Kylo Ren scar going down your face there. Like, listen, buddy, if you're gonna cut me, get me right across here. It's good for my cosplay.
I've been keeping my eye on the Curtis Connect Facebook group to see if there's any like gossip of some guy getting beat down and some kind of blue pickup truck.
Jesus wept.
I drive by every day. I'm like, is he hiding? I know you were like,
it's crossed my mind, dude, to go and like start looking for blue pickup trucks, and I'm like, okay, Jay, you can't do this.
That's he's there like there's some redneck yelling around his face all the time. You hear neck, and Jay comes flying in with a fucking Superman punch. I would pay real money.
Yeah, good times, good times.
Yeah. What are we here for tonight, guys?
What are we doing today?
What are we here for tonight? That's right. This isn't Ask Us Anything. Christina saying, I hope there's a Captain Daddy sticker on the Stormtrooper.
You can pay to sponsor one if you like.
I mean, yeah. I mean, by the way, I know there's only a few people in the chat already at this point, but if you guys are interested in procuring yourself, maybe not this one, because this one's come and gone. This one's come and gone, right? But if we redo a Captain Daddy shirt with a proper picture of Jeff and all that stuff, who would be into procuring yourself a Captain Daddy shirt to help our boy here finance some of his new builds? That, I mean, I think those need to be some questions that are asked tonight, because what the fuck is going on over there? So if you want to help finance your guy, give me a W or a CD, Captain Daddy. Give me a CD in the chat if you're interested in procuring yourself your own Captain Daddy t-shirt to help support your boy Jeff.
Christ. Say no. Everybody say no. Don't fucking. I only have so much bail money, boys. Pick your battles wisely. It sounds like a pretty wise battle. Yeah. Like, I mean, come on, man. Nada, don't encourage this. Jennifer, you neither. Just never. Oh, Con Daddy. Yeah.
I vote for Con Daddy. I mean, we could do a Con Daddy t-shirt too. I mean, if that works better.
I'm not the Con Daddy, and I'd like to take a moment here. I know we only got 15 people in here, but I'd like to take a moment to a special congratulatory shout out to the real Con Daddy, Matt Sheridan, and our girl Becca, our reporter in the field, have their baby. They just had the baby. If you check socials, it's all over the place. Cutest little thing you ever did see. They look ecstatically happy. Big congratulations. They're huge friends of the podcast. We've had them on the show. They've come out to the booth a million times. Guys, well done. Congratulations. Looks
Big
hale and healthy.
congrats.
Everything's cool. Oh, my captain Jeff looks despondent. He spend an hour with these two. You'll look despondent too. You're about to spend an hour with them anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crack a beer.
Guys, if you haven't noticed, I started posting a bunch of Lord of the Rings pictures on Instagram this week. Our friend here, Mr. Geoff, was part of a fantastic shoot.
Yes.
Christina was there. Crazy Mike was there. Lindsay was there. Wendy was there. She was at our Last of Us shoot. Anyway,
Fruity Pudding
was there.
Squid Puppy was there. Megan was there.
Squid Puppy was there.
Megan,
that's right. Megan was there. I mean, listen.
Megan probably got the best picture of any photo I saw out of any of them.
I'm trying to keep that one for later on, but I'm going to be sharing that picture as well. Actually, you know what? Maybe not. That might be the next one I post, actually, because
I'll tell you what, guys, if you want tips on how to do a group photo shoot, let me give you a tip from this one, because I think I ended up bringing like 7 of the 13 people that were there, but there were 4 photographers to 12 cosplayers. That's a fantastic ratio when it comes to doing this type of stuff, instead of like 30 cosplayers and 1 photographer. That way you're not endlessly waiting or sitting around, or especially like on a shoot like that, someone will come. Like Megan and Christina's costumes were so completely bonkers amazing that of course it drew, and then the 4 hobbits as well, like it drew a lot of attention, but it always meant there was a photographer or 2 just standing around. So they'd be like, well, we're here, let's just take some pictures. So it turned out that everybody got some good stuff going, and there's always stuff happening. And the only time it turned into a hassle is when we try to get one big group shot, because
Andrew Saxon,
that's
right,
Andrew was there. So
he was Gandalf.
So if you can have it so that you've got a really good ratio and you get to a really good location that really complements the type of shoot you're doing, we're already talking. Apparently a bunch of people have seen these photos now, and now more people want to come out to the next one. So I was talking to Justin from Road Tide, and he's looking to do so again. So I may be putting the bat signal out again, guys, for coming out and doing Lord of the Rings again. So if you have a Lord of the Rings, or you know somebody that does and they want to get involved, have them reach out to either myself or Road Tide, and we will get that hooked up for whenever that's going to happen. I don't know when yet, but pretty dope shoot. Not gonna lie, and I'm not a photo shoot guy.
Let's be honest, worked out fantastic with, guys, if you haven't heard, us partnering up with Warner Brothers, helping promote the release of the brand new Lord of the Rings anime, Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. What does the Rohirrim mean?
So there's a land called Rohan, and the horse lords, the people that live in Rohan, are the Rohirrim.
The Rohirrim. Oh,
that's why you see a lot of the clips. They're riding horses. That's
right. So that's coming out. We're giving away some free passes. If you didn't already know, make sure you go and you check out our posts from last week. Make sure you like the post. Make sure you comment on the post. Tag one of your friends. Tag a bunch of your friends. Win yourself some tickets. These aren't going to be like you have to go to a premiere on a certain day at a certain time. These are going to be tickets that you are going to get a code for that you can redeem for passes at any theater. Well, I think any Cineplex Odeon at any point during the run of this movie. So go make sure you like that post, share it, tag your friends, win yourself some tickets. Oh, and make sure you come back, because I'm going to be posting more and more of these Lord of the Ring pictures, because, man, there are some absolutely ridiculous shots. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen those pictures, because I'm going to be posting a bunch of them. But, yeah, you guys did amazing. Justin, Mark, Mike,
Bro. And The Wish is his. I don't know what his actual name is.
Paul Wishart. Yeah. All fantastic photos.
Yeah.
Bob's asking, someone cooking cosplay up in here? I mean, maybe.
I mean, you were. Our boy Bob there was posting in the Discord, which if you have not joined, you should join. But Bob was posting some progress shots on some new armor, perhaps for a new foundling on the Discord there. It looked very, very cool, the initial stages. So If you're not on the Discord, or if you're like JS and you've simply forgotten your password for the Discord, make sure you get that sorted out and join us on there and show us your cosplay.
Yeah, here's the problem. So not only did I forget the password, but then 10 minutes after we've stopped talking about it, I've forgotten Discord even exists because I don't use Discord, right? So I never remember to go and reset the password until we're live like this. And you called me the fuck out because I forgot my damn password.
I have an idea. Hey, Rob, why don't you and I carry the conversation here a little bit? Jess, why don't you do that right fucking now?
Oh, fine.
It's an AMA,
fine.
right? Or an AUA. Ask us anything. I'm asking JS to fix your fucking Discord.
All right.
That's my ask.
Let's do this.
Take 4 seconds.
Are we asking each other questions here? Oh, I just hit myself in the face.
Well, I mean, the first question was someone cooking cosplay up in here. Who's working on any cosplays?
I am not currently.
That's bullshit.
Wow. Something like that, is it?
Yep.
It's aggressive. I thought you have a. Don't you have a task to do right now?
I do.
And how's it coming
stop
along?
running your mouth.
I think I figured out my password. FYI.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't. You are working on a cosplay, and if you're not working on it anymore, me and you have a problem.
Well, I figure like when you say working on it, I mean I've not touched it in like 3 months. I don't know that necessarily means I'm working on it, but yeah, it's in the exact same. Either get spammed with notification from Discord and remember it exists, or you mute it to be forgotten forever. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the platform at all, but I just figured you guys like to chat with us in here. It would give us, all of us, the whole community, the Geeks community, a chance to chat whenever we want onto a different platform. So Rob took the time to set it up. JS took the time to fuck it up. And we put in all this time, man. Like I'll admit I'm more of a lurker than a poster, but I have made a few posts here and there and responded to stuff. So we would love to have you in there, guys. And
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Neither do I. I don't know anything about Discord either, but I am learning.
Reset your password. There we go. New password.
Don't read it out.
Is this the content that you guys have been craving here from your Geeks and Co? Some middle-aged guy trying to work technology with the fucking.
Watch as we reset a password.
Boom.
How long can it take?
I'm in.
Hey. Oh, he's in. Wow.
I'm in.
Christina,
so you're not working on a cosplay, is what you're saying?
Oh, that's a real question. What cosplay are you most looking forward to next year?
Jeff?
There's a few, but
now there's a few.
Oh, now there's some.
Now there's like
a few.
I'm shit cosplays like left and right. So,
yeah.
What cosplay?
What about you? What cosplay are you? Well, I'm definitely looking forward to personalizing the Stormtrooper. So
yeah,
and all the fucks at the 501st, so that we'll get off my back about joining. Other than that, there's a few things. Probably the one that I'm most looking forward to actually doing next year is Cronin from Hellboy. Once I get that sorted out with our boy Sam Sino and get the leather work fixed on that, and teaming up with Richard, I'm really looking forward to doing that. So that would probably be the one I'm most looking forward to next year, as far as just because I've already got it 90% done and now it's just kind of sitting there. Our boy Sam is out in Thorold, out near Niagara Falls, so I just have to get out there with the armor and the leather work, and so he and I can rework it and get it to a point. So that'll be happening in the off season at some point.
I didn't realize he was that far.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
I mean, it's only a couple hours. It's not too, it's still closer than you guys. I'm gonna come out and see you guys. So what about you guys? What's going on for cosplays for you?
In terms of cosplay,
you said you were working on a new Star Wars one over there, JS. You dropped that.
Yeah, you did.
What was that about? Like, you don't give me that look. You posted it on the Geeks and Co account. You posted a picture of your Evan, and you're like, "Oh, hey, by the way."
Well, again, it's supposed to be a mystery. It's supposed to keep people hanging. No, I am. I bought some Galactic Armory files. For some armor pieces. I mean, look, I
Are you
mean, we've
gonna
talked about it
are you gonna
before,
s
so
are you
it's
gonna spill some
not.
beans
Yeah,
or
it's not really a secret, I suppose, because we've talked about it before. But I'm going to be doing Balin. So
nice?
I bought the shoulder pads and gauntlets with the provision for the electronics.
So that link that
Uh,
I sent you, is that gonna come in handy?
very much.
Good.
But I may actually. So, me and you're gonna have to talk offline.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
talk offline.
Balin's skull is what you're looking to do from
Balin
the first
Skull,
season
yeah.
of the show. Okay.
I think Revan, as much as I love it, um, it's one of those cosplay. Revan was my first cosplay, right?
Right.
It's the first full costume that I put together that was an actual character from something. It wasn't just me putting together,
Right.
you know, it wasn't just my own creation. It was an actual character for something. It was the first time I put together a full costume. And I've updated it over the years, but I mean, I've been, I mean, Revan's been around since 2015, 16, something like that.
Mhm.
So he's going on 10 years old, really. So he may just end up on a mannequin like this guy, maybe over here,
Right.
and then never really coming down much, and me wearing more Balin when we do
Yeah.
events. You know, Balin, I feel like, is a canon character where Revan's not even a canon character,
Right,
right?
right,
So,
right.
you
Oh,
know,
that's cool, man. You're gonna make a kick-ass Balin for sure.
well, thank you, but yeah, so that's what I'm working on. It's probably gonna be my next full costume, really.
What about Roberto, the bad guy?
Hmm.
I don't have any current cosplay plans per se.
No, you have a
Um,
much bigger plan that's got nothing to do with what you're wearing, but more
yeah, I'm more trying
the
to
prop
pull a
side.
miracle out on the prop side here for
Mhm.
Toronto Comic Con, which, if we're able to make it happen, is going to be.
I mean, this weekend is going to be key. Whatever happens this weekend is going to determine if this happens or not. Really.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I
Right.
also just to keep myself busy. I did make a new mask that I've been working on, which I did show you just the other day. A Carnage mask.
Nice.
I may see what I can do with that, but it's just kind of like a time killing project. If you do want to see a picture of that, I posted it in a new channel on our Discord called the Makerspace. And you can
Hey.
see a work in progress photo there. And I encourage you, anybody building stuff, drop into the Makerspace, drop some photos there, what you're working on. We can share some tips, ask
I'm going to be
questions.
curious to see what everybody's working on.
Yeah, so that's a good spot to do that. So yeah, I'm more looking on what I can build, and we'll see what happens with the cosplay.
Yeah, you have a good point. I've also I bought a bunch of figurines, like statues.
Yeah.
I bought a Balrog. Well, guys, I don't know if you
Nice.
remember what I did with my Godzilla, but I had printed a Godzilla out of translucent red filament, and then I painted him to look like he's glowing, and it came out fantastic. So I bought a bunch more translucent filament, and I bought this dope Balrog file, and I'm going to be printing like 2 foot tall Balrog. It's going to be dope. So those are the kind of things I'm working on right now, right? Like I have, you know, when we're in prop mode, especially with this new build, I know Rob's mostly the one building it, but I've been trying to figure out a lot of how we're gonna paint it, where to get this fucking plastic, and so on and so forth. When I get into prop mode, I'm in prop mode, right? And Rob, I don't know if you're the same, but
Yeah, basically.
yeah.
Plans within plans. Megan Murray saying, I have a question. How do you guys pick topics for podcast episodes? Well,
Oh boy.
we have a chat that's just the three of us. And typically on Monday or Tuesday, JS will be like, so what's this week's podcast topic? And then one of us has to come up with some kind of a topic. And at 164 episodes, that is getting more and more difficult to do.
It is.
Which is why we are lately, especially, have been doing some repeats, especially when we get this late in the year. There's no cons having just been passed. There's no cons coming up. There's no events going on, which I'm going to answer Victoria's question. I think it was Victoria's. No, I think it was Ice Voice's question, asking if we're doing Cosmos again this year. We are not doing Cosmos in the District this year. It's just too much of a pain in the ass to get out there and do that thing and gather the troops in that location. The parking's dog shit. The place is jammed. It took us 2 hours to get a table to eat. It was
and
fun.
We've had
but
security called on us every single time we've been there.
Yeah.
Every time we go in there, like we get accosted by security, and they don't like us there. And
so no,
we you know what, and we haven't really discussed it yet, but Jen came up with a fantastic idea for an event for next year. We need to talk.
Okay.
Keep your eyes out.
Right.
We're gonna put an event together next year, and I'm hoping that this is the kind of event that not only will I hope everybody's gonna want to get involved in, but I think maybe everybody's gonna be able to get a little something out of it at the same time. So yeah, keep your eyes open. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We've got a commenter named YouTube Police here saying, so your main topic is cosplay. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's kind
of what this is born out of.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're all cosplayers.
Yes.
I'm probably more cosplay.
All I do is cosplay. These two guys build. And as you've just heard, JS is a little more on the prop cosplay side, and Rob is now getting more into the prop stuff for the booth and stuff side. Like if you've been out to our booth at all and you've seen the pillars that we've got up with the stuff, that was mostly Rob. That's mostly Rob. So that kind of stuff. And then at our latest show, we had a really cool little Super Mario graphic with the fire flower over it, the Geeks and Co logo and the brickwork and stuff. That was also Rob. So we each kind of have our thing that we bring, but the main centerpiece to it all that kind of ties it all together is cosplay for sure.
I mean, we do talk about anything and everything within the geek world, specifically around geek media, right? Movies, TV shows. If you want to go check out our actual YouTube channel, we do a bunch of after shows where we'll watch an episode of something and then we'll give you our thoughts on it. We do some builds. We do all sorts of stuff like that.
We throw a pretty fun party at a con.
We
throw pretty dope parties at cons.
Yeah, we've got a PA system. We're usually rocking some music. We'll have a dance party. There may be some libations and some safety meetings throughout. It's a good time for sure.
Yeah, we like to feature a lot of cosplayers.
Corey Carter asking, what were some of your favorite cosplays you saw in 2024? Friends, random. I'm assuming that was randoms and not ransoms. Whatever was clever. It's probably recency bias, but I got a chance to hang out with our friend Sean Sullivan in his Darth Vader. And my boy Dean, who comes on the channel sometimes too, also has a Vader. Sean's, and it's not a competition. I don't care about any of that, but because Sean is so tall, our boy Sean's like 6'7" or 6'8" or whatever it was. So when he's in Vader, man, it's like, and I don't think I've ever been to a point where I've been kind of walking through a con with somebody and seen that level of reaction from people. Just like the instant recognition and how they responded to him in that costume was so bonkers that it put it like, I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and it put like still yet a different perspective on what it means to do this hobby and to interact with people and such. It was very, very, very cool.
Funny you mentioned Sean. He just joined the Discord.
Hey,
it says Plaid Vader just slid into the server.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. I have to agree. Sean's Vader is quite ridiculous. There's something. I know it's Sean, right? So when I look at him, to me, it's Sean in the suit. But when you see the people, the reaction that people have to Sean, like when we were walking through Toronto Game Expo, and people turn around and they look up at him, and the face, the reaction, it's wild. Yeah, I mean,
it didn't seem to matter how old they were either. Like 3-year-olds and 83-year-olds were having the exact same reaction to him. It's the only thing I've seen close to that is on the rare occasion where you're the only Spider-Man at an event of that size, which almost never happens too. But even then, man, that Vader thing was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was dope. One of my favorite costumes that I saw this year probably had to be that big giant Gundam.
Yeah.
At London.
So we saw the Gundam parked at Anime North. We didn't see him in the suit. It was just set up there.
Yep.
We saw him in the suit, or her, I don't know. At London, that was craziness. I have a thing for big giant costumes. So that was really, really cool. I probably spent like a half an hour just taking pictures and filming, and it was wicked.
Thanks for stopping in, YouTube Police 60. I'm in my 50s. These guys are a little bit younger than my. We've got people that come around that are in their 70s at the booth when we do. So thanks for stopping in, man. That's awesome.
Never too old to be a geek.
Yeah. It's a guy. I'll see if I can find his IG. It says Andre. Andre wins everything. Andre knows everybody. Andre is Andre. What about you, Rob? Did you see anything this year that kind of like grabbed your attention or tickled your fancy? Or
I was trying to think here. Nothing's really
86.
standing out. The Gundam, to be honest with you, was pretty cool.
Hey.
What did she?
Somebody else getting old jokes. It's not me. I did see this really cool Kylo Ren. Pretty dope. The fucking helmet and shit.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
The guy with the scar?
The guy with the scar. Yeah, that scar, man. I don't know who put that scar on you, but whoever it was a fucking artist.
Yeah, in all seriousness, though, I don't know where they accidentally came up with that material, that liquid.
That rigid collodion.
Yeah.
It's dope shit.
Genius.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
One of those accidental scientific discoveries, I'm sure,
in my mind.
but works amazingly.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, Christina's clicker was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Everything Christina does is
awesome, but
like,
I hadn't seen that one before.
Listen, we could probably spend the whole night
just
talking about cool cosplays that we saw this year.
It's true.
There were a lot.
Trying to go through photos here. So many of them.
Let me ask you guys a question then. After we did Toronto Game Expo and we saw sort of like a different take on a con, right? It was clearly a different demo that was being sought after. And I think they did a pretty good job at bringing that demo in. And then of course, JSU and I did Anime North, which was again a different demo altogether. Is there something else that you would like to see, a different themed con that you think could do well in sort of the Southwestern Ontario area that would sort of key into something very similar to like a Toronto Game Expo or an Anime North, something that might be maybe not unexplored, but maybe takes a backseat at some of the Comic Cons that you'd like to see more brought to the forefront?
Yeah, I mean, I think the gaming side of thing, for one, is probably way more popular these days than even anime or comics or superheroes or horror or any other fandom. I would bet that gaming is the number one thing, the number one fandom right now. The fact that there are not more specifically gaming focused conventions like Toronto Game Expo, like GameCon out in Calgary, I don't understand that. You would think that there would be more of those, and I think the one thing that GameCon did very, very well, and we talked about that a little bit, is it wasn't just a big giant flea market. Like Game Expo? Game Expo had a whole third of their floor. Sorry, did I say GameCon?
You did.
Sorry, I meant Game Expo. I haven't been to GameCon, but Game Expo had a whole third of their floor was set up where people could actually go and play video games, right? You could go and do something without having to pay extra money to do at a con.
See, I keep forgetting you guys don't go to CK Expo, because CK Expo has the exact same setup and has had it for almost 10 years.
Really? Well, yeah.
Aaron from Goes comes in and sets up all of his virtual machines and everything else. And then there's a giant tabletop area section as well, where people come to CK Expo for 2 days and they do nothing but tabletop game or video game the whole time. And like you said, it's probably a good third of the actual con floor itself is dedicated to that space.
I think that's amazing. I think more cons need to do, not necessarily the gaming thing, but people need to be able to go to these cons and do stuff without having to expect to go there just to spend money. There needs to be an experience to going to these cons, which I think conventions have lost a little bit, Fan Expo is slowly bringing a little bit of that back with those big booths, like the
Yeah.
Paramount
Amazon
booths and
Prime and all that
the
shit.
Prime booths. And
Yeah.
they're trying to bring a little bit of that back, but I feel cons are missing out on that, and they've just turned into flea markets. And without it necessarily being a specific focus on something, there needs to be more interactivity at these cons, more free interactivity at these cons for the con goers, right?
Yeah, Bob. I don't know if they're still doing Tenacon or not, but yes, I do remember when Tenacon came from Warframe, and it actually that con was very well attended. Warframe is huge, man. I couldn't believe how big Warframe was, and then that con came around. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I never heard of it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a PC game, and it was made and designed in London, and it's huge. And they had a con for it in London. I guess it went really well. What's up, Rob?
I was saying, I agree with you, JS, about the gaming cons. It's great to see them coming, like what Game Expo did, GameCon. Do you recall at Fan Expo 2 years ago, I think it was, the first time we were there was that big stage.
Yeah, the big gaming stage
behind us, the gaming stage where they did esports and like had finals or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they need to also bring more of that back. And instead of, say, plopping that just in Fan Expo, combine that with a game convention.
Yeah, 100%.
Expo, right? Bring that into a bigger game convention. I think you could have one of those large enough to certainly take the North Building, like all in the same size as Toronto Comic Con, if you combine all the right elements from the gaming scene.
Agreed. We didn't really answer your question though. We just keep talking about gaming and
oh, that's okay. That's still part of it. Obviously, that's something that you think should be.
But the one thing that I think that we don't have, well, this is a new thing to begin with. Have you guys heard of Silicon?
Like the material?
No. So Adam Savage has put together his own con for makers and cosplayers, and it's in California, and it's called Silicon. It's a maker con where different makers, different workshops, different studios come together and put together a con displaying props from movies and TV shows and suits and things that people can actually go see and touch and take pictures with. Again, interactivity.
Isn't our boy John from Canadian Podcast Awards kind of trying to do the same thing with Toronto Prop Expo?
He kind of is. Yes, he kind of is.
Like what Prop Expo is in Toronto. And I know we wanted to go, but I think it conflicted with something that we were already.
It did. It was on the same day as I think VonCon.
It was.
Yeah. So there is Toronto Prop Expo, guys, and like I said, our friend John, who helps to run Canadian Podcast Awards, I believe is part of the organization for that particular con. So definitely check it out if that's something that you're into. If you're a maker, you're into all the prop stuff, by all means.
Yeah, check it out, because we need to make those things bigger. I think that people like to see those things, and oftentimes it's just a matter of they don't know that con is even around. They don't know that they can go out and do these things. And yeah.
No, that's cool, man. What about you, Rob? Or just echoing what JS is talking about with the game stuff?
Like what I would want to see more at cons,
or even con based, like even something specifically based, like a particular thing that's, like I said, Anime North is basically anime, and Toronto Game Expo was more on the video game side than it was on anything that we've seen at the regular Comic Cons. I just didn't know if maybe there was something that you were like, oh, you know what, it'd be really cool to have a focus on that.
Nothing really necessarily springs to mind, because it's challenging enough to get a decent con of a good size focused on one thing to introduce even more obscure ideas that aren't kind of covered by those pulp culture categories that are already covered. No, I mean, arguably you could, I think we've talked about this before, like to see more horror brought back into the Fan Expo. Bring some of that back.
Yeah, wild that they just got rid of the whole thing just en masse. Just like 1 year it was all there, and the next year it was just all gone.
Well, you see, there is a whole horror con in Niagara every year.
Yeah,
right?
Frightmare in the fall.
Frightmare. Yeah. So why don't we have it up this way for that? Right? Like that'd be dope.
And then you got Shockstock in London as well. So that's that's really it, right? Horror is pretty
Yeah.
popular. You would think there'd be more avenues for that,
Yeah.
especially when you get around to that late summer, early fall kind of time frame.
For sure.
Frightmare's gone downhill, in your opinion, Tiffany? Yeah, I don't know. I went to the very first one. I have not been back since.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was okay. It's not my genre, right? So it's not.
Yeah, no, that's
really
fair.
hold anything for me. But I would really like to see. And I know HeartCon kind of tried to do this a little bit, but I felt like that was a little bit too photographer based. I would like to just see a pure cosplay convention, like an actual cosplayer based con. Like all the guests are cosplays. Most of the booths are selling cosplay stuff. A lot of the presentations and workshops are cosplay related, either from making and building or performing or how to do competitions or whatever, that type of thing. Because cosplay has become such a huge part of the hobby now, it feels a little bit too baked in, so it doesn't get kind of featured enough. Because if you throw a con, the cosplayer is just going to show up anyways. And if you throw a few of them a bone and make them guess, that's cool. But the con's still not really about cosplay itself. It's always about something else, and then cosplay just happens to be there.
Like a
Which I think is
Dragon
probably
Con.
why you don't get a cosplay based convention, because they're like, well, if we throw a con of any kind, they're going to show up anyway. But I would really love to see a cosplay con run by cosplayers, organized by cosplayers, and have the whole focus of the con be bring your costumes out. Let's compare notes. Let's compare ways to do stuff. Let's compare where to buy stuff. The idea behind HeartCon, it felt, Andre, I didn't go to HeartCon, but from what I saw and what I heard, it still felt a little not too self-promoting, but it felt like it was more the idea of getting cosplayers and photographers together to make beautiful art together, which I think is important too.
That was
it's not kind of not what I'm talking about. Like that's just a big photo opportunity, and that's fantastic.
Not that shouldn't be there. If you're going to be doing a cosplay convention, yes, you're going to want to have a bunch of photographers there and all that.
Yes.
But where HeartCon, that was the focus. There are so many other things when you're talking about cosplay.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. Like a pure cosplay based convention. I would love to see that. I don't know. Photo shoot disguised as a con. A little bit, kind of, yeah. But by the way, I didn't go. I'm not shitting on it, but Costume Con is kind of that. Yes, that's what Steph said. Yeah, Costume Con's been around for years and years and years. It does travel, and Costume Con feels a little bit. Costume Con's really focused on the making side of things. Like you better make sure your fucking seams are straight and you made every single piece, and like that's very like the high end niche people that have been doing this hobby for 30 years and make everything they get. I'm just talking about like a much more open environment where cosplay could just come in and celebrate the art of cosplay itself, no matter how you do it or how you go about it or whatever. But anyways, I don't know if that would ever happen because I don't know how you would make that work. But anyways, regardless, photo shoots, guys, yeah. Christina's asking a question. What geek movie are you excited for next year? Most excited for next year? This is an easy one for me, but
then why don't you go ahead? Because I'm not even sure what comes out next year.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what comes out next year.
For me, it's Superman, just because it's the true rebirth of the DCU. Now, Creature Commandos, the first 2 episodes dropped today, and apparently it is getting rave reviews. And so people are actually legitimately excited about James Gunn's new DCU. I saw JS kind of making the face like, I don't know. I'm more excited about it because of what it represents. I think I said this on a previous podcast. It just has to break even, man. It just has to break even, and it has to be okay. As long as it hits those 2 benchmarks, we're fine. They'll just keep making. That's what the early Marvel films did, right? The first Captain America, like first Avenger, made like $250 million worldwide or whatever it was. It was not a blockbuster by any stretch. It just has to be okay.
Can I stop you there for one quick second?
We'll keep going, but if it sucks and it doesn't make any money, then the DCU is dead. Yeah, go ahead.
I get what you're saying. The problem with the analogy that you're making and the way that Marvel went ahead with what they did is that Captain America, when that movie came out, Captain America was not an A-list Marvel character.
Correct.
Superman is the second, maybe first largest character, the best known character in the world, right?
Yes, I was
Superman
not. The analogy wasn't
just be good. It can't just be okay.
Hear me out, though. The analogy is not character for character. The analogy is starting a new cinematic universe.
Yeah, but the point. Yeah, but No, because it's
Yes, you're not going to
Superman.
get $1.5 billion movie with your very first DCU movie, especially after all the baggage that you've got with all the DC stuff that's come before it.
And that's the problem, I
That's the
think.
problem. It hasn't
But
been long
that's
enough.
what I'm
the
saying, though. That's why it
problem.
only has to break even and be okay for them to
Don't-
continue the
For
universe.
them to keep making more.
That's
yeah,
all I'm
otherwise
talking. I don't, JS. I'm not saying that it's a success. Then what I'm saying is that will keep them making movies. If
I
it
mean,
comes out and
perhaps.
it bombs,
Yeah, they're done.
then the DC
they're
is dead.
done.
They're
Yeah.
But it
done.
doesn't have to make $1.5 billion for them to continue either. It's just it's like when Man of Steel came out. Man of Steel only made like $650 million worldwide, but that was enough for them to be like, okay, there's something that we can build on here. So see, Christina's saying it has to be $1 billion movie to go forward. I disagree. I don't think it does. And to be frank, I don't think it will be. I don't think it could hit $1 billion. I don't think it could get 100% of Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. It's Superman.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to make a good Superman movie?
Yeah.
Especially
I mean,
when
we
the guy
haven't
making it is known
really.
for
Like,
making
let's
dick
be
and fart
honest.
jokes.
Let's be honest. There hasn't been a collectively good Superman movie, and when I mean collectively good, I mean everybody loves it since Superman. Right? A lot of people had issues with 2, 3, 4, Returns, Men of Steel. Like, people always have an issue with them. The only movie people are all collectively ever happy with is the original Superman, the original Donner Superman movie. So you're right. It's very tough to make a banger Superman movie, and I can't. I mean, it'd be amazing. I can't imagine it making $1 billion.
No, and that seems like, especially what Victoria's saying now, the Marvel movies aren't making $1 billion either. Like, let's fade this back. Like, why does the first movie in the new DCU have to be $1 billion movie when none of the Marvel shit's making any remotely close to that anymore, and they're still jumping that shit out. So it's just got to get to a point, right? It's got to be like 70 plus on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's got to make more than $500 million at the box office. If we hit those two markers, I think you're going to get more DC movie stuff. If it doesn't hit either one of those, then we might be in trouble. But again, Creature Commandos just dropped today, the first 2 episodes, and apparently reviewing very well. Apparently they're already discussing season 2. Peacemaker season 2 has finished filming, so that's going to be coming out soon. We're moving in the right direction. Whether or not they can maintain that momentum, I don't know.
And then I guess his key is Peacemaker. Peacemaker is part of this world, of this new DC universe.
Yeah, they said he said everything but that one specific scene in the first season of Peacemaker is basically canon.
You mean that one scene where all we really see are Aquaman and the Flash? The other ones are just shadows?
Correct. You will not that particular scene is not canon, and I guess is going to be addressed in the next season of By the way, in that spot, what he said was James Gunn's exact words were, "That team doesn't exist yet." So there is going to be a Justice League at some point in his DCU. It's just it doesn't exist yet. So
well, it can't exist yet if he's just launching a brand new Superman, right? Like,
yeah. Christina's saying because they had so many failures at the latest, so many failures like the latest Joker, it has to kill at the box office to continue. Marvel had 3 bombs in a row, and they're still going, and they've got 3 movies coming out next year. I don't know that it has to. I don't know that it has to kill. It just can't bomb.
You're right. It just can't bomb.
Sorry, 3?
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder, Marvel's.
Thunderbolts. Duh. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no! Oh, sorry. The 3 bombs. The 3's coming out. Yes. Yeah. There's 3 coming out. Sorry, I thought you meant 3 bombs. Yeah, 3 bombs in a row. Yeah.
He starts rattling them off. Thunder, Quantumania,
Marvel. Yeah. Bomb. I don't want to say that movie's a bomb, but I own some really heavy guys some money, and they were trying to tape a couple of DVDs into my car. That's all I'm trying to say. That movies was bombs.
All right, real quick, I got some I want to go through here now that I've done a
her.
little bit of looks on the side here, assuming they are in fact coming out. Thunderbolts, we don't really need to talk too much about that, but
I'm hoping that one's
the
breakout hit. Yeah,
I hope they do good there. I knew this was in the making, I think, and now I'm just learning this at this moment in time, and I'm very disappointed. New Tron movie.
Tron
really?
Ares. Yeah.
Tron Ares. Do you know who's going to be in it? You don't know how I'm going to finish this sentence?
Yeah. Jared Leto.
Jared
He played
Leto.
Ares.
So to be honest, I don't know if this is like I'm not a thing. I hate him.
No, that's
hate
cool, man.
him,
Yeah, no,
and I
that's all right.
have forever.
That's okay.
That's ruined it for me. I'm not even gonna see it. Moving on.
All right.
Mortal Kombat 2. Another one that it's funny. We had a show. We had a topic idea about shit
Right.
that you like that
Yes.
not everybody else is into.
That's right.
This is my list.
Yeah.
Predator Badlands. Definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
probably not going to be this year though.
Whenever year that comes out, looking forward to that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mission. Someone else said this. I think Andrew. Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next Mission Impossible.
The Final Reckoning or whatever.
Yeah.
Final Reckoning.
Dude, I love Dead Reckoning. I know it didn't do that well at the box office.
It was
but I don't know why,
amazing.
man.
It
It
was
was
amazing.
fucking dope.
Yeah,
as shit.
it was probably the best of at least the latest Mission Impossibles.
It
for
was
sure.
very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's looking at the list so far, that's probably the one that I'm most excited about, to be honest.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, because nothing else really speaks to me. Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure the year of. Oh, that's not coming out for a while. Never mind. I was gonna say Secret Wars, but that's not for a couple of years.
Yeah,
No.
you're there. 2026, you'll get Doomsday.
Well, 2025, we're getting Fantastic Four.
Right.
Which
Yeah, and Brave New World and Thunderbolts, like we talked about.
I'm cautiously
Andre,
I think we've
absolutely.
talked about it. Cautiously optimistic
About Fantastic
about
Four.
Fantastic Four.
Cool.
I like that what they're
I
doing.
think you're alone
here-
in this channel with that, but by all means.
Well, that's okay, and that's fine.
Rob's like, they've tried 6 times and it
And
sucked
they
every
have.
time.
And I think what I like about this is that I guess the last Fantastic Four tried to do something similar where it was like, I guess, a multiverse Fantastic Four, right? Like a different Fantastic Four. This is kind of the Fantastic Four that we know, but just in a different setting, right? In this Art Deco futuristic style Fantastic Four, like I don't know. I'm very curious as to what this is going to be about and how it's going to turn out. The actors they picked are, I don't have anything bad to say about any of those actors. I've seen them all in different things. Pedro Pascal, come on,
Pedro Pascal
like
is about the only one. Vanessa Kirby, I've only seen in the Mission Impossible movies, actually. And
she
then the
was
other two
in The
dudes-
Fast and the Furious.
Yes, I didn't watch those. The other two dudes, the
Hobbs and
one
Shaw.
dude was from the
Bear?
Yeah, which I haven't watched. And then the other dude is the whatever fucking Stranger Things. That dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like,
Really?
yeah, he's the Human Torch. I think the dude from the Bear is the Thing.
Yeah.
I think I have that right.
So I don't know, man.
I'm kind of like Rob. Like Rob was asking us, I think a couple episodes ago, like, why do they keep trying to make this work? And I get that it's Marvel's first family, but I'm like Rob, where I was never a Marvel guy in the first place, but even when I was, I never connected with that franchise on any level. I never cared. It was just so boring compared to all the other things. A scientist that can stretch, a girl that can go invisible, a guy made of rocks, and a dude on fire. Compared to all the other shit that we've seen in both the MCU and the DC stuff, it's so fucking vanilla, man. Like, who gives a shit? It was
do
great
have
for
a
1962.
Yeah, and so if they're gonna redo it now, they have an opportunity to make a big splash, but they got to do something very different, very new, unexpected. Like, you're gonna have to walk out of there going, "Holy fuck, I didn't see that coming in." For that,
Yeah.
the land.
The only thing I'm looking forward to is Galactus. That's the only thing. If they do Galactus right, which they didn't do, in the
please don't
movies,
fuck them up.
if they nail Galactus, then they might get my money, but they'll have to fucking nail Galactus.
Yeah,
and they'll have to make him what he truly is, which is like a true galactic threat, like a Thanos level threat. And I don't know how they do that in a singular movie. That's kind of why Quantumania, I think, was so bad.
Galactus he's a what do they call them? Like
Celestial?
He's not quite
no?
a celestial, but Would you like to lose the 11 viewers that we currently have right now?
Oh no, but I just feel like Galactus is a celestial, and we've already seen what the celestials can look like from.
He's actually a step above.
Okay, but
yeah,
fair enough. But
yeah,
the point I'm making
he's
is
constant of the universe.
We've seen what that can look like, and we've seen that it can visually work. Right. So
in Eternals, which did
really Eternals, well. Right? So it didn't do well. You're right.
No, it bombed. I loved it, but yeah, it didn't do
but
well.
there you go. Right. See, you loved it, and
I did, but I didn't love it for the Celestials.
Didn't look like all that silly, right?
That's kind of what I'm talking about. Like the Eternals was a much bigger team with a much more varied range of powers that were more in keeping with contemporary superheroes. Fantastic Four are not. It's really going to rely on the charisma of those four humans. And Pedro Pascal's got it in spades, obviously, but he's just one dude. And I don't have enough exposure to the other three people to know if they can carry those roles off to a point where I'm going to give any kind of a shit about that franchise.
Well, we're going to find out this year.
That's all I'm saying.
We will. Episode 243-ish.
Somewhere around there. God, that just depressed the shit out of me. Don't ever say anything like that again. 243. What are we even on right now? What are we at? 160 something?
164.
Yeah. Oh, 164. That's nuts.
How have we been doing this?
64 episodes.
That long.
Guys, if you have any topic ideas, let us know. I think maybe before Christmas we do top 10 Christmas movies.
Well, we did.
Well, maybe we should do it again.
It's like a redux. Yeah, you and producer Jen actually 2 years ago did a top 10 Christmas movie. I just re-listened to that podcast recently. It was fantastic.
Oh, did you really?
I did. Yeah, I go back and re-listen to old episodes all the time just to kind of get a sense of sort of where we were and where we are now.
Yeah.
That was a rare bird. It was just me, you, and producer Jen. I don't know. That might be the only time that's even happened. And I think it was only like our second or maybe our third ever top 10 list that we did. And yeah, it got spicy in that one too.
What came in at number one? Do you remember?
The Grinch. The Grinch was number one. Yep. And we initially had a big debate about, well, how would you, which version would it be? The live action would be the original cartoon, would be this or that. And we kind of decided that the Grinch is transcendent. It doesn't really matter which version it is. But that was the big one where we had the big debate where I realized 3 hours before the podcast that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Like
it is.
You realize
it is not a Christmas movie, you fucking humps.
Of course
it's
nothing.
Not.
Listen.
No, it's not.
It takes place during Christmas. It is not about Christmas.
Not all Christmas movies are about Christmas.
That's the ones that aren't Christmas movies. You're right.
Really? Home Alone? Is Home Alone not a Christmas movie?
No, sir. It is not. It just takes
Home
place
Alone
during
is not a Christmas movie.
No, sir.
Really? Well, you should tell that to the TV execs
I will do
they
that.
sure think Home Alone is a Christmas movie.
I'm sure they do. They'll sell you anything if it means you'll watch it or buy it.
There you go.
You'll watch Home Alone anytime. You don't wait for Christmas to watch Home Alone. You'll watch Home Alone anytime you want.
Point is, it is a Christmas
You only watch
movie.
Rudolph at Christmas.
The end credit.
What's funny about this? Maybe you
to a
should go back and listen to that episode because you ended up agreeing with me on that episode, and here you are 2 years later arguing with me anyway. 2 years ago, he's like, "No, man, you're right. It only takes place during Christmas." Gonna be watching Die Hard at the review tomorrow. Guys, Die Hard may very well be the best pure action film ever made. It's just not a Christmas movie. Batman Returns a Christmas movie. No, it's not, Tiffany. I love you to pieces. It just takes place during Christmas. The plot of the movie has nothing to do with Christmas.
I don't think
you have Batman Returns at any other time of the year. It's the exact same movie.
I would going back a step here. I would argue that Home Alone is in fact a Christmas movie. It has everything to do with Christmas. It gets back. It's all about getting back together at Christmas. That's
a little bit, but I mean,
and that's not the exact plot of Die Hard. Him going to his wife and
it's
son.
Circumstantial that's why he's there, sir. It's
not. He's there because it's Christmas.
Yeah, it could have been her birthday. You could take that premise and put it at any other time of year.
It couldn't be her birthday because they're divorced. The only reason why he's there is because it's Christmas.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
It is super not a Christmas movie. It just takes place at Christmas. Christmas Vacation, Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
Rudolph, Christmas movie. Frosty, Christmas movie. They're about Christmas. Christmas is actually
Frosty's not about Christmas.
theme. You are the weirdest fucking dude right now. Jennifer
Frosty's
and I
about a
said
snow day.
on that podcast, Jennifer and I said it's not a Christmas movie, and you said it was. You went to the wall. I'm gonna post clips from that
I'm just using your own defense against you,
God
bud.
damn it!
I'm using your own defense against you. If you're
But
saying
Die
it
Hard
only
features. Lethal
happens
Weapon is
during
not
Christmas,
a Christmas movie. Is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie, JS? It takes place during Christmas. Is that a Christmas movie?
Does it really though?
You don't see. You don't even know that it does.
I don't think Lethal Weapon is
100%
like-
takes place during Christmas.
Does it really? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
just as much as Die Hard and Home Alone. It takes place during Christmas.
No, because I guarantee you, Lethal Weapon doesn't end to a Christmas song.
Is so, says Andre Ferguson.
Well, folks,
Got real spicy here at the end,
see, Michael says Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Well,
I'm well aware of what Michael says. Michael's full of shit, and so is Andre. So y'all be fronting now.
What's your favorite Christmas movie,
hold
Jeff?
on. Before we go out, this is pretty good. Andrew Saxon say, which movie villain would you cast the other two geeks as? Which other two geeks? Did we miss something? Wait, who was who? Who's the villain?
Who would I cast as you two as? Who would you cast us as?
I gotcha.
Etc.
I love A Christmas Story. I mean, me too. By the way, very much a Christmas movie. It's right in the title. You only watch it at Christmas. It's got a really cool lamp.
Villains. Does it have to be from a movie?
Does it say that? Did he say that?
Where's the comment?
Oh, it does say movie villain. I mean, I'm sure you could say TV as well.
Which movie villain would you cast the other two geeks as?
Doc Ock. We already know that one would pay off. And I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling for Mr. Geoff over here. I forget his name, but you know the kid that's in Toy Story, the bully that's like pulling apart the
Yeah.
Woody. Yeah,
Sid?
that-
I think it's Sid.
Sid.
I'm getting Sid vibes from you today.
I'll
All
take it,
right.
man.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
People come
What
up.
about
Do you know
Rob?
do you know who Will Poulter is?
Yeah, that's him.
People get, I guess one Halloween he actually dressed up like
Yeah.
Yeah.
is the life of Brian in Easter movie. Says Brian 360. Brian wins. Brian wins the entirety of that. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Brian gets it. No, it's not, sir. Just as much as those other ones are Christmas movies. Well done. Well played, by the way. Well played. Brian, good to see you, buddy.
The life of Brian.
Let's see, villains that I figure like I'm trying to think of like some kind of like an evil IT hacker type fucking nerd is what is the vibe I get from the bad
Fucking
guy
nerd.
down there. Yeah, he is anonymous.
Gotta put
He does
my
not
help.
forgive and he does not forget.
on.
He is anonymous. So that's what I'm definitely getting from Roberto for sure. From JS,
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias. Yeah, not bad, actually. Not bad. You're more on the Ozymandias side, though, because you got to remember Ozymandias was like a media mogul as well, who'd come up with all this merch and all this stuff based on his own characterizations and such. And that's when he killed the millions of people.
That's when
for the
he
greater
started
good.
making Captain Daddy t-shirts.
Yeah,
That's right.
okay.
You're
You win
interested in supporting your
Ozymandias
boy
for
Jeff.
sure. Okay,
If you're interested
so
in supporting your boy Jeff over here, make sure you drop us a comment and let us know that you want your own Captain Daddy t-shirt. Proceeds are going to go to help Jeff in his non-existing cosplay that he's kind of forgot he was building.
I didn't forget it. It's right over there. Settle down. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That,
all right,
you
all
know
right.
what? That's a fantastic question, by the way, too, guys. Well done.
Yeah.
Well
That
done.
was a good one. That was a
Yeah.
good one.
Did you actually answer it, JS, or did you just like?
Not really.
No, I didn't think so.
Not really. Well, I said Ozymandias for this guy, but you said
Oh,
that
yeah,
I was
yeah.
more Ozzy. So
You
I mean, I
are
don't know.
Definitely more Ozymandias, but
Yeah, I don't know.
wait, there's Captain Daddy shirts now. Tiffany, don't encourage this.
I mean, there are now. This was a limited run of Captain Daddy shirts. The point I'm making is, I'll make a new one. people are interested and people want to support. Well, there you go. He's pulling his out.
What a
People
dick.
want to support our buddy Jeff over here. You know,
That's
get
what
your
we support
Captain
this.
Daddy T-shirts and
Why you're
let us
making
know.
the shirts? They're not supporting me. I'm not getting a proceed from this. What? Just because you're
Of
using
course,
my
if we
face?
sell Captain, of course, if we use your face, you're going to get proceeds from this. What are you talking
Well,
about?
only $1 though.
$1. I want $1 per shirt. I want a quarter every time somebody says it. Oh, that okay. Sorry. Jeff could be Hans Gruber. So the funny part about that, Andrew, is a good friend of mine entered into a contest where they were shooting you picked a movie and you would have to shoot the movie, but it would have to be the entire movie in a minute. And we did Die Hard, and I was Hans Gruber for that. And it was, you know what? It was actually a really good time.
There it is.
For the love. I'm never forgiving Sean for that. Ever, ever, ever.
Oh, come on. You love it.
Yeah, every
You love
second
it.
of it. I love seeing my old ass face on people's chests as they're walking around a con all day.
Keep your eyes out on the Geeks and Co page, guys. You'll see a new Captain
Lindsay
Daddy,
was wearing it. Yeah, Lindsay was wearing it at Toronto Game Expo. She had that shirt. I think Sean brought it for her, and she put her on there.
Yeah, she gave them all
Walked
to us
around.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh yeah, that guy's great." And she was like, "Yeah, that's my friend Jeff." They're like, "No, it's not. That's Christopher Pike from Strange New Worlds." She's like,
No, it's
take
not.
a closer look. That's not." She didn't tell me that at first. She was like, "Oh, everybody's saying that people like, oh, that guy's great," and I'm like, "Nobody here knows who the fuck I am. What are you talking about?" And then afterwards, she's like, "No, they think it's the real."
They
I'm
think
like,
you're
"Oh,
Pike.
yeah, no one's that handsome. That dude is double handsome. Holy shit." I think everyone here needs one. Tiffany, I think you need to
I
stop
agree.
encouraging this horseshit.
I 100% agree. Guys, leave us a comment in the chat if you want to get, or if you're interested in getting your very own Captain Daddy T-shirt.
I think there should now be a new Geeks & Co. one where it's Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Or yeah, Jeff could fall to the ground screaming, "This isn't a Christmas movie." Yeah. I think Jeff's going to have to come up with a couple of T-shirts designed of his own. Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're always open to new merch idea. Who's the daddy? Yeah.
Oh, that must be Michael. I haven't seen that comment
Captain
come up.
to you, Michael. It's Captain Daddy to
Oh
you.
no, Michael's the OG. He can call me anything he wants. Perfect wear for your next family event. Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
I mean, we've been on for over an hour now, but one thing that we always like to ask people when they come on the show is what's kind of that one cosplay that you'd like to eventually get to, that one, what's that purple squirrel, that unicorn cosplay that you guys would like to eventually get to and make? Especially you, I want to hear, because I think everybody knows what mine is anyway. Pretty sure Rob's is going to be the same thing, but
well, yours is definitely the Transformers. Yes,
100% for me. It's Megatron. That's my like.
Have you watched Transformers 1 yet? One, by the way?
I know. Every time I go to watch, every time I go to watch it, I get interrupted or something happens.
No. Go.
So I haven't watched it yet.
It sounds like your bullshit Discord story. Why don't you fucking get that watched like soonish? I'll get
it watched
Saturday.
I'll get it watched
after we record Saturday morning. Go watch Transformers 1.
No, after we record, I got to go pick up some stuff with Roberto over here that we're not going to talk about just yet. And then I got a Christmas party. So another Christmas party, birthday party. So yeah.
Rob, is it Transformers for you too, or is there something else? Is there some other white whale that you would love to do sometime, even if it's something that you would never get to? Like, it doesn't have to be like plans for something, but it could just be a pie in the sky. But is there that one thing you'd be like, fuck, man, that'd be like, would it be a xenomorph? Would it be something else? Like, what would be the thing?
Xenomorph would be awesome, but I think I've already expressed my thoughts on how hard that would be to do.
Contortionist levels that you'd have to put body through.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna steer this over to builds because that's easier.
Yeah, give her,
because I think about that all the time. So obviously we have the project where we're working on now, but you know what I would love to build? Remember Johnny 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would.
How dope would that be
to build one of those?
Like an actual moving, talking,
like actual Johnny 5
expressions, Johnny 5.
Yeah.
There is a whole builders group, eh? You could just buy all the parts and build Johnny 5 if you want. I mean, it's you can actually do that now.
Stop encouraging me, please.
No, that's
I'm just saying,
dope as shit.
Yeah, so that's something I would love to do.
Yeah, man, that would be wicked.
Back in the 80s, Short Circuit was the shit. Like when Short Circuit came out and Johnny Five came out, he was like it was never seen before, right? Like an actual robot that's actual character with a personality, and it was ridiculous.
And it's another one
you
of those
wouldn't
things
see
where
that
you
these
haven't,
days, right?
you
It'd
haven't
be
seen
CGI
it
now.
since.
Yeah,
No, because it would only be CG. They would never build a fucking robot now. It would just be CG.
No,
right?
you pull one of those out at a con,
Yeah.
the same way the Doctor Who Society, drives around things, or like some of the bots from
Star Wars.
501st.
Yeah.
You bring out a fucking Johnny Five of that size,
Yeah.
the same thing.
Hell
People
yeah.
will lose their mind.
Yeah, people lose their minds.
100%. Anything that would be a big robot like that, like the Danger Will Robinson robot from
that would be a good
anything
one.
like that. I think would be a huge draw, and
especially. That's a good one. Actually, the new one. I thought about how to do the face.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to do the face as well. That's a cosplay I would have loved to do, like the Lost in Space robot.
Idea, stuff like that is what's up my alley. Yeah.
Don't forget Metal Mickey. The problem is some of the stuff that I would love to do is like it appeared in one movie for like 10 minutes and then then you never saw it again, but it was so dope. I think I've talked about this before, but Russell Crowe's Jor-El fully armored look.
Yeah.
Is my all-time top of my list. Would absolutely fucking kill to do, but I mean the amount of time, money, and effort that would have to go into that based on like the 4 people that would get it, it's just not worth anybody's time to do.
The way that would work the best is, you do Jor-El, somebody does Zod, somebody does like
as a
Superman, like a group thing.
Yes. And I even get at this point, it would probably have to be foam would be my guess. I don't know that you would find files, and I don't know that anybody would want to sit there and meticulously try to because it's very detailed and very intricate, and that's kind of the problem, right? I remember mentioning it to Reed like a couple of years ago. He's like, no problem. We could totally knock that out. And then never heard from him again. I'm like, I don't blame you. He probably took a closer look at it. He's like, fuck that. Like the level of detail on that armored suit is bonkers. But
that's what goes through my mind too. Like, oh yeah, we could do that. And then, okay.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I need about
then you
18 months.
On it. You're like, oh shit. The juice would not be worth the squeeze, because now that I've gotten a taste of what a truly like really recognizable costume can do for the booth and for people's experience when you're going out and doing stuff. Now that seems to be more where my focus is going. Like now I'd like to do like big ass name characters that everybody knows.
Well, and you're gonna have a new opportunity here too coming up in the next year, right? When the Superman relaunches, there'll be new characters that we can create.
Exactly. So shit like that. But yeah, everybody's always chasing that kind of white whale. For me, it was the comedian, but then I did it. So once I did that, I was like, hey, I don't have to tell anybody that's my dream anymore. It's nice when you can knock the one off that you've been chasing.
What's everybody else's unicorn cosplay? Let us know in the chat, guys. I'm curious to see what everybody is. We ask everybody when they come on, but I'm curious as to everybody in the chat. What's that one cosplay? If you could, if resources, money, space, skill were not an issue, what would that one cosplay be?
Yeah, you won't. I won't tell anybody if I've won the lottery, but there will be signs. You'll be seeing me roll up at the next fucking con and the my $100,000 working Iron Man suit. Yeah, that's hi. How you doing? That's me.
And
step aside, Niagara, Iron Man. I got this. Good. Yeah, that's right.
That's one of those things where I thought was so cool, right? Like Iron Man suits, guy, and it is cool, but now that I have a buddy that has an Iron Man suit that we see at every con, it's like, yeah, we got a guy that has an Iron, like we know a guy that, you know what I mean? Like it's not as like, oh wow, that's crazy, right? Like
oh no, sorry, I was just throwing one out that was like an example or whatever. To be honest with me, at this point, if money was no object, I'd probably do Vader. Not if I'm to be brutally honest with you guys, but I don't have $5,000 to blow on a Vader, so it's not happening. But if money was no object, yeah, of course I would do a Vader. After seeing what happens with Sean, I get stilts or like put like big fucking platforms on my boots, and I need Daddy Leto. Yeah, shoot me $1,500 and I'll do Leto tomorrow.
What's that?
Duke Leto Atreides from the first Dune movie, played by Oscar
Oh
Isaac.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I got when that first movie first came out, I had a few people message me like, "Oh, that would work for you." And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then
Mhm.
Michael got his Paul done, and it's dope, but it's all custom, and it was not cheap. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's a little too. Again, same thing. Unfortunately, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'd spent a lot of money on it, and like 3 people would get it. So
Are you talking about like the armored style or
no, just the
the uniform
ceremonial.
style? Yeah.
The ceremonial dress. Yeah. Oh, the armor style would be dope, but that'd be even more work. And at that point, if I was doing the armor style, I'd probably do Gurney Halleck. I'd probably do the Josh Brolin character before I would do Leto. But the uniform style look is I really like how it looks. But yeah, I mean, my God. I could probably jam something together that might work, but then it's going to look crappy next to his. And if I'm going to do it with him, I would rather do it on the level that he's doing it at. And yeah, I just don't have the resources for that. But Megatron doesn't seem like it's that far out of your reach, though, man. Like, I feel like that's not like that pie in the sky. Like, I feel like that's something you guys could do if that was something that you really wanted to do. You'd have to probably pretty much put everything else on hold to do it. But I don't feel like it's that tall a hill to climb. No.
Yes and no. The problem with doing a cosplay like that is what do you do with it after? Where do you put it? Where do you store that? I'd basically lose my prop shop, right? It would just be one big storage area for my Megatron costume, right? Like I'm already having an issue.
Wouldn't it break down?
Well, I don't know. It's something that we would have to see how much we could break it down. But even then, like
that Gundam dude, you'd probably he'd be a good guy to talk to. Like, where the fuck do you keep this, right?
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. I was looking at how he built it, and it looks like a lot of it is made to like fit inside of each other.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
And when he's done, it's like one big box, right? Yeah. And I think that's kind of what we would have to do. I think for it to make sense, but yeah, I don't know. You need the space to build it. You need the space to store it.
There's also like the time commitment to, like, if we were going to build that together, if we're going to build 2 of them together at the same time, that's a lot of time.
Well, that's what I mean.
Plan time commitment, right?
It feels like the booth almost sidetracked you guys from making that a reality, as opposed to
it kind of did.
It did a little bit. It did a little
took
bit.
Up so much of our time getting everything else ready for it and everything else, but I don't think.
And I started to gear towards cosplays I could do quicker, build quicker, so that I could split my time between
making stuff for the booth.
Making stuff for the booth, making stuff to try to sell to make some material costs back. Making some cool costumes.
Yeah. And something new is coming for the booth, guys. I mean, I'm not going to say right now what that is, but
hopefully something new.
Hopefully,
well,
eventually something is coming.
Yeah. I know Rob has it in his head that he would love to do this for Toronto Comic-Con, which would be fucking amazing.
It's December. Are you out of your fucking minds? There's no
clearly out of our minds.
There's no way you can get this done in 3 months. Come on, boy.
Oh, please, dude. I built Doc Ock in 6 weeks. You can tell me we can't,
sir. This is a little more involved. I guess you've already got the base.
Well, part of it's already built, right?
Yeah,
so
I get that material to my house this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be built in a few weeks.
It'll be all ready for paint.
The problem we're gonna have is the 3D printing. We're gonna be a 3D printing manufacturer for weeks, I think.
I love how we're spending 10 minutes talking about this and
nobody knows what we're talking about.
You can just see the numbers, the view numbers just plummeting.
Yeah.
Like, well, fuck these guys, man.
Well, I guess it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're just having a conversation amongst ourselves. This is what you wanted, guys. An hour of 3 old guys shit talking. That's what's happening.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. Nada basically is saying, money not an object. Mugi, the Ferengi, of course.
As well as the mouthpiece of Sauron.
Very cool. When Nada was on, she talked about Mugi. I think she said she did get the ears.
She wants real Ferengi makeup. I think she was looking at an actual
I think she
a
did get the
full
ears. Yeah, the head
prosthetic,
and ears.
the whole,
Yeah.
a whole thing. But I think she said it was like almost one-time use type of thing. Like it wasn't something that she's going to be able to use repeatedly. Me trying to hear any clues. Well, hopefully the old men didn't give it away. Michael, no, sir. That's not the phrase that we use. Not even going to say that one out loud.
Yeah, that's not even close.
That's not. Well, it's close.
There's only one word in there that
no, there's two words.
Two technically.
We spill the beans. We don't do that.
Yeah.
I have one from the 90s.
If you've been following me particularly for any length of time, you could probably figure out what
you probably piece it together.
I feel like we've been talking about this for quite a while as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if you think back and if you think hard, you could probably figure out.
Yeah.
It will, however, require new cosplays. And I am not at all prepared for a new cosplay to go with this by March. That's going to be the other problem.
Right. And again, I think I asked you guys this. Do you have any idea what you would? I mean, you can't say here because that would really give it away. But like,
mine would have to be like a nondescript like background,
do like a character. No.
Yeah. I mean, unless I can come up with something good, I mean, it would. Yeah.
Think hard. Well, I'm out. Melons. All with melons.
It's one of those things where it doesn't. You don't necessarily have to have cosplays to go with the thing,
but it helps.
No,
you're right. Work for everything.
Sure.
Because one thing's for sure, we will have a bunch of people and a bunch of friends that.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying that it'll have enough of an appeal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for the continuity look of the booth in its entire, it would make sense to have something that would go with it in some way, shape, or form. I think right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I think you're gonna have to. You were working on one at one point.
Yep. No, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be able to have that for March. So
there you go.
I just got to reconnect with editor Megan when she's not pissed drunk and make sure that whatever plans that we had set up for that initially are still in place and go from there. So, although I've had a recent idea of something else I might want to try instead, but I'm going to talk to her about it and see the logistics of that. But anyways, that's all.
Guys, new cosplays in the works. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
A bunch of new cosplays coming next year. Guys, the holidays are coming up. Just want to let all you guys know we will be taking some time off. I think that the first week of January will be off for sure. The last week of December, I need to talk with these guys. We have some options.
We agreed that we would be okay. I think.
Well, we may not. Let's. But I've had an idea. So let's chat. Okay. So we might still have an episode on December 26th, but for sure, January 3rd, we're going to be off or 2nd or whatever.
So we got 2, possibly 3 more shows this
year. I'm thinking 19th is probably going to be our year in retrospect, where we're going to take some time and look at our year and the good, the bad, and the the gorgeous. Yeah.
All right.
Anything else before we log off? I think this is going to be it. There wasn't a ton of questions this time. I feel like everybody knows.
No, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. We consistently had people on the channel. They were asking questions. It's fantastic. We're 3 middle-aged nerds. Like, what all can you ask? Like, how much Metamucil do you have to take every day to stay regular? A lot, man. A lot. In my 50s, man.
Yeah.
How much does your hip hurt every day? Yes.
Yeah.
How much do your knees hurt in the morning?
Yes. How many naps do you have in the day? As many as I can fit in.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's going to be it for now. You guys have anything else you want to throw out there?
Join the Discord. Join the Discord. And if you guys have, and I've said this before, and not one of you has done it yet. If you have podcast topics, if there are things you would like us to talk about, if there's people that you would like us to talk to, we haven't done a straight up interview in quite some time.
It's been a while, yeah.
So if you would like to be interviewed, or you know somebody that would like to be interviewed that we should reach out to, put it in the Discord or message the Geeks & Co. Instagram account and let us know. But yeah, also if you have any topic ideas, I dropped one to the boys there earlier this week or today or yesterday, whenever it was. So hopefully that might be what we do next week. But yes, Christmas is coming. If you have a specific thing you want us to talk about, by all means. If you enjoy it more like this format where it's just us shit talking for an hour, we can do that too. But some kind of a theme is going to be helpful for sure. So other than that, I guess that's it. Rob,
Only one more thing to say, guys. No, Rob, anything?
Go check out our Discord, like we've said many times. Hop into the makerspace and check a look at the photo I dropped there. And I want to see what you guys are working on. I know there's people in the chat that were working on some stuff. So let's see
if we
can
Discord.
Post some shit in there.
Absolutely. Thanks for the hard
nice
laughs.
mask, by the way.
Always, guys. No problem. Take care.
Yeah, everybody have a great night. Thank you very, very much for sticking with us. I can't believe there's still this many people listening to these old geezers just talking crap about nothing for an hour.
Nothing. We appreciate you.
We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you stay tuned. We will be back next week. In the meantime, you stay geeky. We'll see you then. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss anything.